welcome back to another video today. For the very first time, we're taking a look at Sniper Elite 3. Now, for one, or for me, I've been very excited about this game because I've been a fan of the previous Sniper game. I haven't played all of them because I believe there's only been 3. But I played Sniper Elite V2 and absolutely fell in love with it because it incorporated everything I like about first-person shooters, but in a third-person shooter style. So I really enjoy sniping, and I really enjoy seeing people's heads explode. And that's exactly what you get from Sniper Elite 3. But I wanted to talk about my impressions of the game because I haven't played too much of it just yet. I've played mostly the single player, but there is a multiplayer this time around, and I do believe it's a PvP style multiplayer, which is very cool. Of course, I could be wrong, but when I had a look at it, a quick look, I saw 16 players or so, and team deathmatch, so that kind of implied PvP. I wanted to start off with the loadout section. Yes, the loadout section, because this is new to Sniper Elite games. Sniper Elite V2 didn't incorporate a loadout section, mainly because I don't really know. But it was basically, you were given this sniper rifle, you couldn't complain. It was a sniper rifle, one shot, one kill. Once you saw the person's face explode, you knew you killed them. But now you can change everything from the scope to the stock, the barrel, etc, etc. So we'll go through the weapons starting off. You've got the M1 Garand, the Carcano, I have no idea. You've got the Gewehr 43 and the Lee Enfield Mark II. Now, there isn't a huge amount of weapons, I do have to admit, but hopefully they're going to add more weapons through the DLC, of which will come a bit later on this year. Now, you do have some submachine guns to accompany your sniper rifle, which is the Sten Mark II, the MP40, the Thompson, and the Panzerschreck. Now, for those who aren't too clued up in the whole weapons of this world, then I must tell you, the Panzerschreck is not a submachine gun. It is, however, a rocket launcher. I have to say, when I was going through it for the very first time, I was just taking a look at them. And I stopped at the Thompson because I was looking at the graphics of the weapon, thinking, this looks amazing. And then I came across the RPG, which blew me away. Now, you do also have pistols. Again, not a wide variety, but you got the Welrod, the Luger, P08, and the Webley. Of course, the Webley, that's just the greatest name for a pistol I've ever heard. Of course, you can change the medkit, the bandages. You have about 2 slots for your health, which is 2 medkits, 2 bandages, and 2 grenades. Of course, you can have dynamite, landmines, grenades. You can really customize and choose to personal preference. Of course, it all depends on the situation and your playstyle. So, if your mission needs landmines, you choose landmines, and if you need grenades, you can have that as well. So you can really choose some interesting combinations with the grenades, the explosions, etc, etc. But you can have ammo, I believe, medkits, bandages, of which I do find the medkits come in very handy because I get shot quite a lot. Now, say your sniper rifle crosshairs aren't quite to your liking, then you can change them. You can change between about 20 different variations of crosshairs, of which I do think is a very nice feature, because my personal favourite so far is the fine crosshair detailed, just because you don't have those blocky lines on the side of the crosshair, which I just find obstruct your vision when you're trying to shoot someone's face. It just becomes a little bit distracting. So say you don't like the one you've got, you can change it at will. Now, talking about customizing your assault rifle, sniper rifle, you can change the scope, the barrel, the stock, and the action. Now, the action is the trigger system and all that good stuff. But basically, changing the scope allows you to change between a blued, brass. The brass looks very nice, but it changes the level of zoom and the weapon sway. The barrel, however, changes the muzzle velocity, the damage, and the recoil. The stock, of course, changes the recoil and the scope wobble. That's what they called it in game, scope wobble. I thought it was just called sway, but there you go. Now, the action changes the muzzle velocity and the recoil, of course. With that said though, they don't all do good things for your sniper rifle. They decrease, say, the velocity, but increase the recoil. So, some do really good stuff for the recoil, but you're losing out on some really vital stuff for a sniper rifle. So, when it comes down to it really, it's finding a nice medium that you're happy with, and that accompanies not only your playstyle, but also the situation you're going to face in your mission. If it's long range, you probably need a high velocity, but maybe low scope wobble. Just can't get over that, and it's really up to you. Besides that really, the game itself is absolutely fantastic. Now, if you're looking for something drastically different from Sniper Elite V2, then you'll probably be pretty disappointed, as there isn't really a whole lot to say in the way this game is different from Sniper Elite V2, mainly because it isn't. The game itself is frankly the same, but all they've changed really is the loadout section and the area you start in, which is now Africa. In Sniper Elite V2, you were situated around Berlin, Warsaw, those areas situated with Nazis and Russians, of which is in World War II. Now, whereas we jump into 1940, around that kind of area, we're in Africa, which I have to say looks very, very nice. Go from a grey Berlin type of war-torn area to a very yellow, orangey, deserty Africa. It's a very nice contrast, and I have to say the actual area you play in is very, very cool, of which I've tried so far. Now, that's pretty much it in the way they've changed. Of course, the graphics have drastically improved. I've never played a Sniper Elite game on the PC, so my aiming was a bit slow. I was a bit slow on the uptake of reactions. I'm just quite used to the consoles. That's pretty much all I can say. Now, I'm not really too disappointed on them not changing a whole lot for the next Sniper Elite game, because it doesn't really matter to me. Just being able to play this game again with a new light, new graphics, and a new area is really, really awesome. Of course, do expect a ton of new DLC packages where you can assassinate Hitler again for the second time. I'm not really sure how he came back. Maybe he's a zombie. We'll have to wait and see. But you do have a lot of content coming your way in the near future for this game, if the base game isn't enough for you already. Nonetheless, that's pretty much all I can say so far. I do have a few other videos, hopefully, on Sniper Elite V2 in the coming days, or in the next week or so, which is going to be very, very exciting. So, if you do want to stick around for that, please do. That would be greatly appreciated. I do want to do something on the multiplayer side of this game to try and show you what the multiplayer is like, because, for one, I have no idea, and maybe if you haven't played the game, you might not as well. Nonetheless, if you have had a chance to play Sniper Elite 3, do feel free to leave in the comment section below what you thought of it so far. With that said, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, until next time.